Building an aesthetic physique separates you from everyone else. Everybody talks about building an aesthetic physique. They talk about vanity. They talk about dating and stuff like that, and I'll talk about that too. But really what we're doing is we're building leverage. Nothing in life is more important than leverage, in my opinion. If you can build leverage, you could win at life. Building an aesthetic physique, man, it really separates you from everybody else, man. It separates you from the people who don't go to the gym, and it separates you from the people who do go to the gym, because not a lot of people have an aesthetic physique. Not a lot of people have a physique, if you're a man, a physique that other men want and that women, they like, you know what I'm saying? And if you're a woman, a physique that other women like and that men want to get with. You know, that's the physique that we want. And we don't do it for vanity, but we do it more for leverage in life, for dating options, for confidence, for career goals and stuff like that. We understand that building the most aesthetic body is going to give us the best life. What an aesthetic physique really does is it signals discipline. It signals restraint. You cannot have an aesthetic physique if you don't have discipline. You need to have structure in what you're doing in the gym, and you have to have structure with what you're doing out of the gym. So you need to have a structured life to have an aesthetic physique. You must have a structured life. And that means your whole 24 hours is structured in a way that's conducive to you getting the body that you want. You must have restraint. Guys, in order for me to have this physique, and I really don't think I have an insane physique, but I do know that I have a good physique. And in order for me to have this physique, I don't just live however like everybody else lives. Like, I lived a very certain life. Like, I eat certain foods, I walk a certain amount of steps. Like I talked about in my video yesterday, on days where I want to just binge and eat a whole bunch of food, I don't. Like, you have to have restraint. And the aesthetic physique, it signals discipline, it signals restraint, and it radiates to other people. Other people can look at you and tell that you're a disciplined person. So what does that say to them? If you're a businessman, okay, if this guy takes care of his body, if we go into business, I could trust him. Men, a lot of men be talking about, oh, women don't want to be led, you know, women, they don't like to listen to men no more. Look at most men, bro. If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to be led and under the direction of the average man who's fat and sloppy, has no ambition, is lazy. Where are you gonna lead her? You know what I'm saying? So when you signal discipline and you signal restraint, the opposite sex respects you, and so does an employer, or if you're looking to go into business, so does other businessmen, other businesswomen and stuff like that. And also just friends and getting better quality friends and stuff like that. So it really does just really improve your life. It separates you because a lot of people, they lack confidence. A lot of people lack confidence. And confidence is extremely important. Having confidence allows you to do stuff like post content. Having confidence allows you to do stuff like start that business. Do stuff like when people talk about having imposter syndrome, if you had more confidence, you wouldn't really have imposter syndrome. Having confidence allows you to attract the women that you want, or if you're a woman, attract the men that you want. Having confidence allows you to walk a certain way. People can look at you and tell if you're confident just by body language and just by, if they have discernment, just like nice, like social skills. They can look at you and tell by your posture and things of that nature, whether you can look somebody in the eye and stuff like that. So having confidence is extremely, extremely important. And building an aesthetic physique, it gives you that confidence, and it separates you because a lot of people lack confidence. A lot of people lack confidence, and we don't want to lack confidence. We want to have confidence because confidence allows us to live our life the way that we want to live our lives. Most people never get the aesthetic physique because they like comfort. They say they want different results, but they don't want to change what they're doing. That's what I always talk about, man. They like comfort. They'd rather just hate on you, man. Dudes be seeing me in the gym all the time, just be looking at me crazy. And I train people both online and in person. If a dude walks up to me and says, yo, bro, you have a nice physique, like, I'd be like, bro, let's get you right. I don't care about taking your girl. I don't care about attention and stuff like that. But if you admire what I have going on, well, let me help you get there, bro. Because you could get there. You could get your physique. But a lot of people, they like comfort. They rather just they'd rather just window shop, man. Like, they don't really want to put the work in for real. A lot of people, they normalize being an average, man. And I can't be around average people. I can't do it. This is the one person I used to go to, right? And every time I would go there, I'd go there every 2 weeks. They'd be like, man, you work out. At the time, I was only working out a couple times a week because I was doing low volume, and I hate low volume. I don't do low volume anymore. And if you guys want a high volume program, you guys could get at me in the description. But I was doing low volume at the time because I was having an extremely busy life. And this person was telling me, like, damn, you still find a way to work out 2-3 times a week? That's that's crazy. That's so good. Like, they were giving me all these props. I'm like, bro, like, working out 3 days a week isn't shit. Like, I hate working out 3 days a week, but because they've normalized not working out so much, it made what I was doing seem like it was something great, and it wasn't anything great. So I stopped going there because I don't even want those type of thoughts in my head. Society will normalize average, and it makes you, when you're not average, it makes you a separate person, man. You've created separation from the average. Most people will never get an aesthetic physique because they lack structure. They just lack structure. People be in the gym doing a whole bunch of stuff that I've never seen before, and people be doing all these things with diets. People don't just stick to the basics and just squeeze out the good of the basics. People want to do fluffy stuff. It's not even just within the gym. It's also within life and within business and within everywhere, man. People don't just stick to the basics, and people don't have structure. You know what I'm saying? So when you lack structure, you will not get an aesthetic physique. It's impossible to get an aesthetic physique when you don't have structure and you don't know what you're doing. You could say, and people love to say, oh, it's all diet. It's not all diet. What you do in the gym matters. One of the things that I'm seeing nowadays is people just be on their phone in the gym all the time. Like, no structure, no type of, these are the workouts. I mean, people be in the gym lost, staring at other people, like, no structure, man. And if you lack structure, you would not build an aesthetic physique. You would not build the best physique that you could build. Another reason why people want to separate themselves and get an aesthetic physique is because people would like to avoid sustained effort. You hear this big push about high intensity. Oh, I'm gonna train once every 14 days, but I'm gonna just train super hard. Or I'm gonna train 2 times a week, but I'm gonna just train extremely hard. Like, if you only have time to train twice a week, I'm pretty sure we could figure out a way for you to train more. But if you only have time to train twice a week, okay, you have time to train twice a week. But a lot of people, they don't consistent, sustained effort. They just avoid that, man. And like, you tell somebody, yeah, I work out 6 days a week. I work out 5 days a week. I work out 7 days a week. I work out twice a day. Whatever you tell them, oh shoot, like that just. But it's sustained effort that a lot of people like to avoid. And there's people act like you can't do certain things. I've worked with people who they had a super busy schedule, and we just reconstructed their schedule to where we found ways for them to work out an hour and a half, 6 days a week, which a lot of people will consider overtraining or doing too much, but it's not doing too much. It's just prioritizing your health. It makes no sense to be able to work for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 40 hours. And a lot of people, they work more than 40 hours, but then not be willing to invest 5 hours a week into your health and look to only invest 2 hours a week into your health with like 4 30-minute workouts. Like, to me, that's crazy, man. It goes health, then it goes wealth, and then it goes relationships. Health must be prioritized, and it must be sustained through effort. Intensity is important too, but effort and sustainability and consistency is also important as well. And a lot of people, they don't want to do that. The reason why high intensity gets pushed so much is because it sounds easier. Like, oh, I'm just going to train harder. Like, it sounds, obviously, like the training hard, like it sounds like you're training harder, but the going to the gym less, spending less time in the gym, people like that because it's less effort, and people, like, they just look for the path of least resistance, and that's what this big high intensity wave is. If you guys come to me and you guys get structured for programming and for life and stuff like that, we gonna structure things right, but I'll tell you specifically for the gym, we gonna put work in, bro. I'm gonna just let y'all know, when y'all come to me and y'all want programs and y'all want, we put work in. We train intensely, but we understand the power of consistency, and we understand that the more we put in, the more we get out. We understand that. And a lot of people, they just like to take the path of least resistance. Some people will get aesthetic physique. I'm not acting like, you know, everybody has to train the same way, but a lot of people, it's gonna take more than 2 sets of bicep curls every week to be able to grow some nice arms. It's gonna take more than 3 sets of lateral raises twice a week in order for you to get some nice shoulders. Like, it's gonna take work. For my ladies, it's gonna take more than 2 sets of hip thrusts every 14 days to build some nice glutes. This stuff takes work, right? Society likes to downplay looks and aesthetics because looks and aesthetics, they do symbolize discipline, and disciplined people are harder to influence. I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, personally, a lot of people that I'm not trying to hear from. It's a lot of people. Like, if you're like, I really feel like if you don't have results that I want, you can't tell me like, oh, this is how things should go or whatever it may be. So disciplined people are harder to influence, man. If you really take care of your diet and your looks and you go to work and your boss is sloppy, you're less likely to follow that. If you're in college, bro, and you have a plan for your life and you're disciplined and you know how you need to get there, and you look sharp and you take care of yourself, and you go into class and everybody's sloppy, the professor looks like they don't take care of themselves, it's gonna be hard for you to take in information. It really is. Disciplined people are harder to influence. You can't, when a disciplined person like me tells you I don't do this certain stuff and I don't do that certain stuff, and somebody tells me, oh, things need to be this way, you can't influence me because I already know what I want. Disciplined people have focus and direction. And when you have focus and direction, the only people that can influence you are people that are also on that path. They can't influence you and they can't influence you, and they for damn sure can't influence you. They cannot, you know what I'm saying? This, not this, and for sure not this. Disciplined people are harder to influence. That's why society doesn't like disciplined people. Strong bodies equal independent thinking, man. When you build a strong body, when you build a body that you like, I'm not saying you need to be 300 pounds of muscle. Ladies, I'm not saying you need to have the biggest glutes and the biggest legs ever. I'm just saying you build a strong body that you like. You look in the mirror and you're happy. You become an independent thinker because you know what you need to do to build your body. And then you start figuring out, okay, well, if I build my body this way, I could design my life the same way I designed my body. So this is what I need to do to build my business or build my career or get into the career field that I want. This is what I need to do to get the dating options that I want and get the relationships that I want. This is what I need to do to get the friend group that I want. This is what I need to do to design my life the way I want. You become an independent thinker. While people tell you that you need to train this way, you be like, nah, I train this way and look at my body. People tell you that you can't do this because it's impossible. You're like, look, I built a body that only 2% of people in the US have. So I know that I could do this. Like, you just become an independent thinker. You start thinking for yourself. And if you're already somebody who's an independent thinker like I am, then building the body just multiplies it. You really start doubling down the fact that you just don't give a fuck what nobody's talking about, because you know what works for you and you have clear vision and you have structure. Aesthetics are really just a byproduct of standards. Your standards will determine your physique. I promise you. Aesthetics are a byproduct of standards. Your grooming, your body, just a byproduct of standards. You set high standards for yourself, you build a structure of high standards for yourself, you will get the appearance that you want, and appearance is extremely important. Don't ever downplay appearance. And the appearance that you build, when it's aesthetic and people can tell that you take care of yourself, you just radiate high standards, man. And when you radiate high standards, people have to meet you at that level, man. People can't come at you. If you're right here, people can't come at you right here. It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? People have to meet you where you're at. People have to meet you where you're at when you have high standards. And aesthetics, all they do is they embody high standards, a high standard life. So again, separation requires structure, and I'm pushing separation. That's my word, man. Every video, separation, separation, separation. We want different results within our health, our wealth, and we want different results out of life in general, man. We just want different results. We want to build bodies that people don't have. We want to build confidence that people don't have. We want to design our lives in the way that people don't have their lives designed. We want different results out of life. So yeah, man, if you guys want help, you guys can check out the description. Get your mind right, get your body right, structure your life in a way that is conducive to the results that you want. And as always, this is RandallBranch Media, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I appreciate the support that you guys have been showing me. You guys take care. Have a good one.